Good morning. I know some of y'all are having a bad day because of Trump's win last night. And I think that, one of the things that really helps me, because I'm pretty angry all the time, is to focus on things that I can control. One of the things that makes me angry is that basically our country is run by cops and capital. But I can't control that. So I just don't think about it. So your neighbor voted for Trump and is a racist. You can't control that. A bunch of people are misogynist and voted for Trump. You can't control that. So really, you need to focus on the things you can control. And one of the things you can control is how you're going to engage going forward. If you're mad because society is white supremacist, start an organization that addresses white supremacy and quit bitching online about how much you hate it. Do something about it. If you're worried about Trump deporting immigrants, start an organization that defends immigrants. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your body on the line. Put your reputation on the line. Put your career on the line. You can't just sit around and bitch on social media about how terrible things are and not do anything about it. And that's really where I'm at. Kamala, she's an imperialist, a liberal imperialist. Trump's an authoritarian imperialist. They're not that different. Trump's worse, of course, I agree, but Kamala's pretty bad. And maybe liberalism is dead, and maybe that's the freaking good thing that can come out of this is that we can get to a point where we can have socialism or barbarism. We can have those choices, and I look forward to putting those choices out to the public and making the argument that socialism is actually better. Now, I'm not on board with some kinds of socialism, but I'm on board with very decentralized and anti-authoritarian socialism. But I go out there and do things. I go out there and work and try to create a different society in real meat space. I don't just sit online and gripe about how terrible things are. Ultimately, it's not up to our leaders to make this a livable country. It's up to us. Period. It's not up to our leaders. And this sort of idea that we should elect kings and they should save us has got to go. We got to take the responsibility on ourselves to create the society that we want to live in. And that's not easy. It's hard to create an organization. It's hard to create an institution. It's hard to organize people. It's hard to get people behind a project or an idea or a program or something like that. It's hard. It's hard to work. It's real hard work. And you may have to sacrifice some things to get what you want. And most of us are going to have to sacrifice something to get the society that we want to live in. And if you don't want to do that and you just want to gripe on social media about how racist people elected Trump, I really don't have time for it. I really don't. Um, yeah, I really don't have time for it. Get out there and do something. Change it. Make it different. And figure out what your capabilities are, what you want, what your capabilities are, what you can do, and start worrying about that and worry less about what your neighbor is doing. Leave those weird fuckers alone. They don't have to do it with you. You can do it with other people. And I think it's it's the blame game situation that's bothering me. It's the I blame it on my racist neighbor. I blame it on my misogynist neighbor. I blame it on Trump. I blame it on Kamala. What about us? What are we doing? And one of the things that we talked about last night was character. And any social movement has to have politics, has to have a culture, it has to have an economic program. But one of the things that our social movements haven't had is a different ethic from larger society. And one of that ethic is just character, just having good character, doing what you say you're going to do, following through on your promises, taking care of people in your community. And we're focused on all these bad actors or purported bad actors. There's so many purported bad actors. All of your fucking neighbors are racist. all of your fucking neighbors are misogynists. You know what? Most of the people who voted in this election probably didn't even pay attention to it till 2 weeks before the election happened. And all they probably did is ask somebody at work, who you voting for? And they said Trump, and so they decided to vote for him too. That's how it works. It ain't complicated. People ain't like us. They don't follow politics day in, day out. They sort of have a passing understanding of what politics are. They don't have a worked out ideology or, thoughtfulness about white supremacy and capitalism. It's just like, my life kind of sucks. So I'm gonna give the other team a shot at it. And everybody's life sucks right now, and we want to blame everybody else but ourselves. You know what? It's my fault. If my life sucks, it's my fault. If my neighbor's life sucks, it's my fault. And I'm gonna do everything I can to build a society with the tools that I have, the limited tools that I have. I'm gonna do what I can with the limited tools that I had to build a society that we can be proud of. I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm not gonna blame Trump. I'm not gonna blame Kamala. I'm not gonna blame my racist neighbor. I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm gonna take it on myself, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to build something that everybody can be proud of. And I think everybody should do that. Take some fucking responsibility for this country, for the people in this country, for your neighbor, for your family, for your community, for your work. Take some fucking responsibility and fucking build something. And quit blaming everybody else for not being happy. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Tired of it. I'm tired of, these people, it's a line, I say this line all the time. They're in Pirates of the Caribbean, which is one of my favorite movies. The line is basically, better was when things were determined by the sweat of our brow and the strength of our back, and not by bargains struck with eldritch creatures. And I'm not into making bargains with the fucking powerful. I'm into building our own shit. So, I don't expect nothing from them. I expect the worst from them. All of them. And I expect the best from us. And if we're not giving our best, I'm going to call it out. And that's it. Peace, y'all.